Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the most up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. We're going to get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are ticking lower this morning, with S&P futures down 0.19%, Dow futures down 0.24%, and NASDAQ futures down 0.07%. Markets had remained steady, yet now dipping slightly lower, with concern over China's game and tech clampdown subsided, and reassurance that central bank stimulus will remain in contention to counter the lingering worry about the spread of the COVID-19 Delta strain. Earnings continue to keep market optimism buoyed, with many more big reports yet to come, including Ford and General Motors. The 10-year US Treasury yield has remained lower, while the dollar remains steady against most major peers. Elsewhere in markets, WTI crude oil has remained around $77 a barrel. Over in Europe, the Stock 600 index has climbed higher for a third day, with gains in tech shares leading the way. Travel and leisure shares also outperformed. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Well, Shane, I'm watching the S&Ps, and they're telling me that it's a little weak this morning. You had that ADP report that came out which was basically showing that the July payroll data is seeing some marked slowdowns from the second quarter pace of job growth. That ADP, report is key because that's what you're going to see before Friday's non-farm payrolls report. Later this morning, we got Fed's vice chairman. He's scheduled to speak. Everybody's wanting to hear some insights on pending tapering plans. So that's going to be listened to very closely. I look at the market and I see demand for growth stocks really has returned. People are rotating away from those economy-based sectors such as the financials or oil or some of the industrial names. Tech stocks, they look to be positive today as they jumped in Asia overnight. And that momentum should carry on into the U.S. today. The S&Ps, they dropped. They started dropping 15 minutes before that ADP payroll report came out. And once that payroll report came out, they continued to drop a little lower. So I'm a little concerned, but I do think that the overall earnings that have come out, which have been positive, are really going to help push the market higher this morning.
Well, let's talk about the earnings that have come out. Bill, why don't you tell us about it?
Public storage, that's ticker PSA, Paul Sam Apple. They beat by 22 cents on higher revenue. You look at Amgen, that's ticker AMGN, Apple, Michael, Grace, Nancy. They beat by 32 cents on higher revenue. The stock is down almost 1%. There's a back tax bill that may be owed by Amgen that's being discussed. ATVI, which is Activision, Apple, Tom, Victor, India, they beat by 45 cents on higher revenue, but they lowered guidance. It's not affecting the stock because the stock's up 6% this morning. Ring Central, that's ticker RNG, they beat by 4 cents on higher revenue. You look at Ring Central this morning, it's up 3%. Lyft, that's ticker LYFT, they beat by 52 cents on higher revenue, and the stock's up almost 1% this morning. And then we have this morning, Warner, that's ticker BWA, they beat by 27 cents on higher revenue, and they raised guidance. You look at BWA this morning, it's flattened to trading higher. CVS, which is CVS Health, Charlie Victor Sam, they beat by 36 cents on higher revenue. And Lumber Liquidators, they beat by 17 cents on higher revenue. And, you see that the stock is up 2.77% this morning.
How about insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
Western Digital, they're coming out this afternoon. That's ticker WDC, William David Charlie. The estimate there is $1.51, $1.51. The expected move there is 7.65%. Electronic Arts, ticker EA, Elvis Apple. The EPS estimate is 66 cents. The expected move here is 5%. McKesson, that's ticker MCK, Michael Charlie Kilo. The EPS estimate is $4.14. The expected move here is 3.50%. GoDaddy, which is ticker GDDY, Grace David Yellow. EPS estimate is 32 cents, and the expected move here is 6.8%. Boot, which is Boot Barn, ticker BOOT, Boy Oscar Tom. EPS estimate is 88 cents. The expected move here is 11.5%. Let's look at Jack in the Box. That's ticker JACK, Jack, John, Apple, Charlie, Kilo. EPS estimate here is $1.47. The expected move here is 8%. Fastly, that's ticker FSLY. The EPS estimate is $1.47 with the expected move of 13.4%. Thursday morning, we have Wayfair, ticker W. EPS estimate is $1.15. The expected move is 10.6%. Moderna, that's ticker mRNA, Michael, Richard, Nancy, Apple. EPS estimate is $5.95 with an expected move of 7.4%. Dine Brands, it's ticker DIN, David, India, Nancy. EPS estimate is $1.70, $1.70. The expected move here is 9%. Got to be careful in some of these restaurant firms like Jack in the Box and Dine Brands. These smaller firms may have more exposure to the recent inflation figures that have been coming in related to food prices. So it's something to be cautious on. But that's what I have for earnings reports notes, my friend Shane.
Let's go ahead and talk about economic reports. Bill, tell us what we're seeing for reports today.
At 8:15 a.m., we had the ADP employment report. At 9:45 a.m., we have the PMI composite. This is the final for July. At 10 a.m., we have the ISM services index. And at 10:30 a.m., we have the important EIA stockpiles report. Also, at 10 a.m., I need to note that Fed Vice Chairman Richard Clarida is scheduled to speak.
Well, moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with one on MGM Resorts, ticker MGM. The company has entered into a definitive agreement with VCI Properties, ticker VCI, in which VCI would redeem a majority of MGP operating partnership units held by MGM Resorts for a $4.4 billion in cash deal while retaining a VICI operating partnership stake worth of 1%, approximately $370 million. In other news, SoftBank-backed Zymergen, ticker ZY, is down more than 70% in this morning's pre-market after the company said it would no longer expect product revenue in 2021, while the same will be immaterial in 2022. News on Clean Harbors, ticker CLH. The company has agreed to acquire Hydrochen PSC for $1.25 billion in cash. Elsewhere on the tape, Criteo, ticker CRTO, has signed Best Buy, ticker BBY, onto the company's retail media ecosystem and platform. As of August, advertisers can use Criteo's cross-retailer self-service platform to reach Best Buy's website. News on Pfizer, ticker PFE. The company announced top-line results from its phase 3 trial evaluating oral once-daily treatment for alopecia. The treatment met the primary efficacy endpoint of improving scalp hair regrowth. Pfizer's share price is up 1.03% in pre-market. In other news, the European Commission has just opened an in-depth investigation to assess the proposed acquisition of Customer by Facebook under the EU merger regulation. The Commission is concerned that the proposed transaction would reduce competition in the market for the supply of customer relationship. Facebook's share price is up 0.16% in pre-market. News on Enthusiast Gaming, ticker EGLX. The company has made an esports partnership with the America's Navy. The partnership will include creation of multiple unique gaming activations incorporating the company's talent rosters of gamers, creators, and athletes to increase awareness of Navy life and Navy career opportunities. Enthusiast share price is down 2.76% in pre-market. News on Beyond Spring, ticker BYSI, has extended gains up to 218% after the treatment for lung cancer, plinabulin, met primary endpoints. News on Humanigen, ticker HGEN. The company announced analysis of results from its phase 3 study of lenzulamab in hospitalized patients with COVID-19, which has been proven to increase survival rates. Lastly, for me, the U.S. Department of Justice is considering legal action to block United Health's, and that's ticker UNH, United Health's proposed acquisition of Change Healthcare, ticker CHNG. Shares of Change Healthcare have fallen as much as 9% in pre-market. Bill, what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
You know, Shannon, break my news alerts down into specific alerts for events and sectors. It just helps me jump on breaking news stories very quickly so I can catch the price action before any significant moves start to happen. I look at my FANG alert this morning. Amazon, ticker AMZN, Apple, Michael, Zebra, Nancy. The e-commerce giant is starting to offer its Brazilian Prime Subscribe members free one-day delivery in over 50 cities. I look over at Apple and Affirm. They're going to be launching BNPL for Apple devices in Canada. Facebook cut off an NYU research into political advertising, political ad targeting. NYU's Ad Observatory project studied political ads using unauthorized means to access and collect data from Facebook in violation of our terms, said Facebook. Tesla, that's ticker TSLA, they're raising prices for long-range Model S and Model X cars in China. Going over to my Dow Jones 30 alert, Walgreens Boots Alliance, that's ticker WBA. They're seeing a 30% increase in vaccines in key areas like Florida and Texas. Boeing, that's ticker BA, Brazilian carrier, Go Linhas has signed an agreement for 28 additional Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircrafts. Amgen, that's ticker AMGN, they're disputing an IRS claim that they owe $3.6 billion in back taxes. I'm looking at the option volumes from yesterday. I'm seeing some elevated put activity in PG. The call put ratio, the put call ratio was 2.54, and the at the money implied volatility is up nearly 4 points. American Eagle, ticker AEO, had a put call volume of 2.63, and the at the money implied volatility is up nearly 2 points. It's kind of negative for these two stocks. In terms of events today, Codex, that's Co-Diagnostics. At noon today, they're having a shareholders meeting. But here's a big one. At 4:15 today, Costco, that's ticker COST, Charlie Oscar Sam Tom. They're having a conference call to discuss their July 2021 sales results. This is positive. Stock typically runs into these calls, so it's a nice little play if you're thinking about playing Costco today. But those are my ideas for today, Shane.
Let's talk about our Trade Talk picks for today. I'm picking Pfizer, ticker PFE, and this is off the announcement of its top-line results for its alopecia treatment for its phase 3. So phase 3 means it's doing pretty darn well, and it's a high efficacy endpoint that it received for hair regrowth, and it's up a little bit already in pre-market, over 1%. So this is one I'd like to see a little bit of market weakness before getting into, but it's positive news. So I'm hoping this can carry a little bit higher today. So that's my pick. What's yours looking like, Bill?
I'm going with Cigna, this ticker CI, Charlie India. Earnings are due out tomorrow morning, so this isn't kind of an earnings play. It's priced for a 3% move when the earnings are announced. I review the broker targets. They're all, having price targets in the $300 range for this stock, so that's a nice positive. It's a big holder for Leon Cooperman over at Omega, and that guy has a really good track record. I look at last quarter's CEO statement, and the CEOs mentioned how they're sticking to their plan. And if you look at how they did on last quarter's earnings report, they did a nice beat on both EPS and revenue. So sticking to the plan makes sense. So I'm really looking to see some price appreciation today in Cigna. That's ticker Charlie India, CI.
Moving into what's hot off the press, the news that's hitting the tape as we speak, moving the stocks today. Let's talk about it. Bill, what are the headlines we should be letting traders know about?
Emerson, ticker EMR, Elvis Mary Richard. Emerson Electric boosts 2021 guidance on demand outlook. Ticker LIVE, Larry India Victor Edward. The SEC charges Live Ventures with financial disclosure and reporting violations.
CVS, ticker CVS. CVS Health has raised minimum hourly wage to $15 an hour effective July 2022.
Beyond Meat, ticker BYND, Boy Yellow Nancy David, they're expanding their partnership with A&W Canada.
PharmaTher, ticker PHRRF, has been granted orphan drug designation for its ketamine treatment to treat ALS.
Royal Caribbean, that's ticker RCL, Richard Charlie Larry. They're saying booking volumes have improved. But they still expect to incur a net loss for the third quarter of this year.
Bosch Health, ticker BHC. The company has received Health Canada approval for a lotion for acne that it's come out with.
Ticker ICE, ICE. This is the Intercontinental Exchange. July total energy volumes, daily volumes were up 23%. Pfizer, ticker PFE. FDA aims to give Pfizer vaccine final approval by Labor Day or sooner.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing today, Shane.
Same here. So that'll do it for what's hot off the press. Traders, keep in mind, you can receive the same breaking stories we do simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out. Get a free trial. It'll definitely up your trading game. Lastly, moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Tuesday. I had Motorola Solutions, ticker MSI. It opened at $224.31. Dipped a little bit lower after the open and came up to a high of around $225. Relatively flat day, closing at $224.99. So higher, but really just marginally. So it was okay. Didn't really move as much as we would have liked it to. How'd yours end up doing, Bill?
Well, I did Borg Warner yesterday. That's ticker BWA. Stock opened up at $48.92 and ran all the way up to $49.60. That's a differential of 1.39%. Stock closed on the day at $49.36. On the announcement this morning, the stock hit a high of 51. So it was a good move. It was a good trade.
Nice. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.